Long time no see. Wish it was better circumstances. I really do. It's one of those. But we're back. Episode 90, the Pernell McPhee episode. Throw it back even more, the Trevor Price episode.
Ooh.
Yeah. Of the Purple Pain podcast. I am simply ASN. That right
Yeah.
there is Sun Def. And oh boy, we have a whole lot of bad news to talk about. It's not gonna be one of those good shows. Let's just be real. It's
Yeah.
gonna be one of those tough ones, and we're back to the off season. We're gonna be crunching out ideas soon in the summer. What do you want to talk about today? And I'm not ready for it.
Wow, my man Alex, he just made it real right here on episode 90 of the Purple Rain podcast, man. He said, gear up for another long off season, guys.
But draft, I mean, I'm really excited for the draft. We had the 14th pick. It's not like last year. It's like who is so and so going to be there? Nah, like
right,
they're going to be there.
So we kind of got the pick of the litter, right?
Yeah, love it.
Yeah, that's a positive. That's definitely a positive. I definitely think we will take this off season to regroup. Retool. We'll get more guys. Hopefully on the fronts in the trenches is where we definitely need guys, especially on offense. Offensive tackle is definitely going to be a big, position of need this coming up season. And then also, other things as well. I think safety is a position we need to look at. Other positions in, the DBs, cornerbacks. We need more depth there, obviously. And yeah, I mean, run defense was good pretty much all season. We were ranked number 1 in, stopping the run. But that didn't really play much of a effect because our secondary was so beat up all season. But, like I said, this episode 90 of the Purple Rain podcast, we're going to get into all of this stuff later in the show. We appreciate all of you guys for coming out and, just watching the show. If you're watching it live right now, we appreciate you guys so much. I'm about to bring you guys up on the screen. If you're not watching this live right now, though, and you're part of the hashtag replay gang, we appreciate you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure you leave a comment down below, hashtag replay gang, because we love you guys so much. But yeah, like I said, episode 90 of PRP. Let me see. Alex, real quick, I just want to get your opinion on like what's been going on with the whole NFL season. How are you feeling about like this upcoming playoffs? We're going to talk about it a little bit more in depth later. But I just want to like, how are you feeling? Like, are you excited for this year's playoffs?
For the NFC, 1,000,000%. For the AFC, after the game last night, I mean, I wanted the Chargers. I was hoping we'd see Jay Herbo in the playoffs. I'll just be honest. Yeah. Right. I don't want to see the Raiders in the playoffs. Congrats to them and Derek Carr, but we'll get into all of that. But are you excited? I mean, I'm just excited to watch NFC games. That's about it.
I agree. I'm definitely excited because I feel like it's going to be a very entertaining playoffs. The Titans sneaking into that first seed is very interesting.
Kudos
to me,
to
right?
them. Hey, one year ago today, we beat them. And the Peters, he sealed the deal. We stomped their logo.
Yeah.
They regrouped without their best player. And Mike Vrabel to me is coach of the year. So hats off to them. Simple as that.
And now their best player is coming back, right?
Yeah. Here's my thing. Yeah. When we had that first round bye, we looked so flat. We looked so bad coming in the divisional game.
Yeah.
Beware. Remember, Mark Ingram was coming off of an injury. Beware that first round bye. And same with the Bengals. They had Burrow sit down. They're going to be a little – it might be a little what's the word? I can't think of it right now. I don't know, but
I know what you're saying. They might come out flat. Yeah, rusty, that sort of thing, right? Yeah. Sometimes that bye week can really hurt a team rather than help them. You don't stay in rhythm. It is what it is.
We saw it. Take it from us firsthand.
Take it from us, exactly. But listen, we do have our first couple super chat donations in here tonight. Just a reminder, you guys can send super chat donations to us throughout the show. Of course, we'll bring you up on the screen, answer any questions, comments, concerns, anything you got. The first one is coming from a Purple Rain pioneer. Man.
No introduction needed.
Darius the Official, man. Appreciate you so much for making it rain. Here on episode 90 of the Purple Rain podcast, says going from 8-3 to 8-9 is so damn embarrassing, bro. It is. It is. Like, when did we win our last game? When was that? What week was that? Browns?
Sunday night.
Sunday night. Was that in week 12? That was what? November?
November 28th.
Yeah.
It was
November
just
28th. Wow. It's January. We have not won a football game since November.
No victory Mondays.
No victory Mondays, no size them up Mondays, as they say on the the Ravens podcast, the
Yeah.
official one with Garrett and Mink, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you so much, Darius, for your for the first super chat donation of the night. Cal, our good friend Cal, chiming in with our second super chat donation of the night. Big thank you to Cal. Love you so much. Says, what's up, Rain Gang? What's going on, Cal? Appreciate you for coming through and for donating to the show. We appreciate you so much. Cal's a Steelers fan. So,
hey, listen.
Big ups to her. Yeah.
And the if Boz is in here, congrats to them.
Yeah.
Y'all got playoff football. Get right. Those Pittsburgh Steelers playoff hoodies. Get them.
Right. I mean, and it's Ben's last season. It's like, let him have it, right? Let him have it. You know, I mean, I tweeted earlier, I'll admit I was not happy about it. I said I'm screaming on the inside that the Steelers made the playoffs and the Ravens did not. And I still am. But, you know, I got to respect it. At the end of the day, you know, they did what they needed to do in beating us. They beat us. They took care of business and we didn't, you know, and they're in it. So it is what it is.
And people were calling for Mike Tomlin's head, too. That top coach.
That's disrespectful. That's disrespectful. Right. Yeah, we do have another super chat donation coming in from Majin Bull 17. Thank you so much for donating to the show. Says gonna do the same thing with Giro next year and expect different results than the past 3 years. Einstein calls it insanity. The Ravens call it culture. Thank you so much, Majin Bull.
Majin Bull, I'm not gonna names here, but there was a tweet put out by somebody saying that if you're calling for somebody's job, you are the worst kind of person. I mean, if I did my job, or if you did your job, like what Roman's done, we'd be looking for a new job right now.
Exactly.
And I'm sure that these coaches have made enough money to be pretty well off. No, I'm not going to feel bad if somebody loses their job.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, to your point, if me or you are working a job and we're not producing results, then, you know, our boss, our manager, they're going to look into, you know, replacement options immediately because that's not what we're here for. We're here to produce. And if we're not doing it, they're going to want to replace us. But in the NFL, there's this like theory, and the same thing goes for head coaches too. And this is the same reason the Giants are keeping their coach, Joe Judge, into the next season is because they have this theory that like, hey, we want to keep guys for at least 2 to 3 years. You know, we want to get them in a rhythm. You know, we want to make sure they get comfortable. We don't want to have this trend of, you know, getting a new offensive coordinator, a new defensive coordinator, a new head coach every 2 seasons because it's not going to really lead to anything good. But like, listen, if you're not producing the results that are there and if you have the talent there, it's like, you know, something's got to give, right?
You know, the Giants ran a quarterback sneak on 3rd and 9 in their own 5-yard line, backed up. And that guy still has a job, but Brian Flores got fired with Tua turned the ball over at quarterback.
Oh my God. Brian Flores getting fired earlier today. If you didn't know, now you know. The Dolphins, they fired head coach Brian Flores after going on an 8-game winning streak to save their season.
Brian Flores gave the blueprint on how to stop a Greg Roman offense, and he got fired.
Right. Lamar Jackson. He stopped Lamar Jackson effectively. Shut him down. A former MVP, and he got fired the same season. That is crazy.
That's shocking. And I hope that he gets another job as a head coach because he is not a coordinator. I think he's proven himself with that trash. He had a trash team in 2019.
Yeah.
Made something with them last year and made something with them this year.
Made something happen with a Tua Tagovailoa who for half the season was playing with a hurt throwing hand.
And Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah.
I think the GM, take a look at yourself. You picked Tua over Justin Herbert. It's not the coach's fault, I think. I'm happy I'm a Dolphins fan. I'd be livid. Flores should not have been fired.
Definitely not. Definitely not. Should have. Yeah. Not at all. And I tweeted this earlier too. I said that, you know, I really hope that the Ravens can hire Brian Flores in some capacity, you know, in some way, shape or form, get him in the building, you know, because I feel like he would be a great influence and a great teacher, a great leader to a lot of our guys in that locker room. Am I right about that or no?
If Wink were to get a head coaching position, I'd take him as defensive coordinator in a heartbeat.
That's exactly what I said. That's exactly what I said too. But we do have another super chat donation coming in from the Joker 811. Thank you so much, Joker, for making it rain. Here on episode 90 of the Proper Rain podcast. Real quick, guys, make sure you like this video. Give it a thumbs up on YouTube if you're watching right now live, even if you're part of the hashtag replay gang. Yeah, like he said, it helps us so much, man. Spread this around. So make sure you like this video if you are enjoying the content that you're listening or watching tonight, or whenever you're watching it. The Joker says, what's up, gang? Even if we would have won, the Dolphins beat the Pats, so we would have been out regardless. Yes, you're right. You're absolutely right.
The same Dolphins who fired their coach?
Right. I was looking over things last night before I went to bed, and I was like, would we have made it? Because I mean, the Jags, the least likely thing to happen happened, right? The Jags beat the Colts, and once that happened, I was like, okay, maybe the Ravens can beat the Steelers, and whatever else can happen, and we'll be in this thing. But everything happened except for the Ravens taking care of business and the Patriots taking care of business. So yes, like you said, the Joker, we would have been out regardless, and even us making the playoffs this year, I don't think we would have made it far because I just don't think that we have the personnel right now.
We're talking about the Ravens. If I'm a Colts fan, I'm punching the air right now. You traded like a first rounder for Carson Wentz. I'm gonna call it what it is. He's shit. Jonathan Taylor ran your offense, and you went down to Jacksonville where you haven't won it since 2014, and you shit the bed.
Yeah.
You have, I think, a top 2, top 3 linebacker in Darius Leonard, and you're letting these guys down.
Yeah.
And now look at the Eagles. The Eagles right now got a future. They got a team. They got an identity. They got picks. If I'm an Eagles fan, it's you fleeced them. You got your Super Bowl. You got Wentz to give you some time, and now you're when it hurts. Colts
and you're
fans,
in the playoffs.
There you go.
Yeah. You got a shot. Yeah. I mean, you can't ask for much more right now if you're an Eagles fan. Things are looking up for sure. But yeah,
couldn't happen to a better franchise too, to the Colts. Let me get
right.
That away.
Man, the Colts it's so sad for the Colts, man. Like SG says here, Colts fans are mad. Definitely, I'd be mad too. Honestly, like you got to think like everything that the Colts. It looked like they were flying high at one point. You know what I mean? Jonathan Taylor was really doing this thing. At one point he had like a 5 touchdown game or something like that. It just looked like they were gonna ride him all the way into the playoffs and throughout, of course. But
beat the Patriots.
Beat the Pats. Hot. Exactly. And then just for them to fall short of the playoffs, like that's got to be so disappointing. What a buzzkill for their season, man.
The same way they fell short in Baltimore on Monday Night Football. Just want to get out of the way. Yeah.
Absolutely right. Yeah, let's see. KLA Sports. Shout out to KLA Sports, man. Appreciate you for coming through. Says no Carson Wentz slander. I don't think Carson Wentz had a bad season though, right?
It wasn't bad. It was average.
Yeah.
It was better than Baker Mayfield, considering.
Better than Baker. Yeah. But Baker KLA, was hurt for half the season.
When draft time comes around, KLA, we're relying on you. Just letting you know that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we need you. Make sure you stick around for sure. Remember last year, he was always bringing up guys. Black Daniel says, hit the likes, PRP. Yes, sir. Definitely. Thank you so much, Daniels. Make sure you guys hit that like button, of course, because it helps us out a ton for sure. Real quick. We didn't do this at the beginning, but if you guys want to follow us on our socials, you can follow that guy over there on Twitter at simplyas10 and on Instagram at simplyas10.prod. And like I always say, most importantly, make sure you follow his YouTube channel or subscribe rather to his YouTube channel at simplyas10. Best NFL highlights on YouTube. Make sure you guys go ahead and check him out. You can find me on Twitter or Instagram just at Sutton Def, just like you see there.
Simple.
Yeah. But yeah, guys, let's just go ahead and talk a little bit about the game from yesterday, right? So the Ravens obviously losing second consecutive game at M&T Bank Stadium, the last game of the season to the Steelers, dropping this one, which was the 6th loss in a row. Alex, how are you feeling about that game, like overall?
That should tell you.
Yeah.
I don't even, the defense that I know I gave Wink slack, that the defense showed up, even with me and you playing defensive back, held them at 13 points through 4 quarters, 1 touchdown, I believe, and they had 2 field goals. I mean that's a good defensive performance to me, I think. And we were out of cornerbacks. We had Brandon Stevens, who I'll be honest, he has made amazing strides. He's a cornerstone now. I mean, safety, cornerback, he played. Got to give it to him. Um, it, offense, man. I don't know what it is, but why do we force the ball to Mark Andrews when it just doesn't have to be there? When Rashad Bateman is butt naked open. I, I just
feel like Rashad Bateman, I feel like Rashad Bateman will have a breakout season next year for this very reason. I don't think that he had enough time to develop any chemistry with any one quarterback, right? So he came in
that's
what,
true.
like week
Week
7,
six.
week 8 or something like that,
6, I
right?
believe. Chargers game. Week 6. Week
Chargers.
6.
Okay. He came in around week 6, and he never really developed like a relationship with Lamar on the field. Lamar in the first game, he was trying to get him the ball,
Mm-hmm.
but after a while, he went back to his old bread and butter. Getting Mark Andrews the ball, because that is the Ravens' offense bread and butter. It was all year. That's why Mark Andrews had a career season, but it just seems like he never really got too much into a rhythm with anybody. Even when Tyler Huntley was in there, Huntley, he got him a touchdown. He got him his first touchdown, and we will give him that. Wait, was it Huntley or was it Josh Johnson?
Josh Johnson.
That was Josh Johnson.
Bengals.
Yeah. I'm wrong. Yeah.
Even worse. Oh, God.
Right, but I mean, Tyler Huntley was getting Bateman the ball better than we saw Lamar do when they were playing together. So, but they never really got into like a real, like, established, like, a connection, So I think with a whole off season of, Bateman working out with Lamar, and of course even working out with Huntley too, and just working out with the rest of the offense too, just kind of finding his real role in the offense, I think next year he'll be a lot better. But just again, I think the receiving core did what they needed to do this year, but they were also hurt because they were not set up by such a dominant running game that we're used to having, right? So, like, not having a J.K. Dobbins, not having a Gus Edwards, not even having a Justice Hill, because our entire running back room got hurt pretty much a week or two before the season started. We didn't have those explosive runs that made defenses play honest to set up an explosive passing game. So, if we can get that back, I feel like guys like Rashad Bateman, guys like even Devin Duvernay, even guys like James Prochet, if he is back in Baltimore.
If he's active.
Or active, right? Playing.
We'll talk about that.
Exactly, we will. I feel like I said, to my point, I feel like Bateman, guys like that will succeed better next year. With just a whole offseason just working with, the first teams.
Yeah, just talking about yesterday too, I mean, also, why did it take us over a half, I believe, to start running on the worst run defense in the league in the Pittsburgh Steelers? Latavius Murray, to me, he looked like Gus Edwards yesterday.
He did.
He wasn't getting taken down with first contact. He would take the hit and keep running. Didn't lose yards. Right. Was fighting to get yards and broke off a run, something I see Gus Edwards do. Why did it take so long? And why when we get in the red zone, why does our play calling just turn into, like, I'm not even going to say ask Madden, RIP, like, that's just disrespectful to him at this point.
Right.
It's like ask Bill O'Brien. Yeah. Greg Roman's play calling in the red zone is like Bill O'Brien making executive decisions. It's terrible.
Yeah. It's bad.
I know that Hollywood did drop that touchdown, and that's on him. But the fact we weren't running, I'd say, in the end zone, I mean, the red zone, it just was, it was barbaric.
Yeah.
Word of James Prochet.
Oh my God, man. I was really upset with our red zone offense. I mean, I have been all season. It's been the same old song and dance, man. We get into the red zone and we just cannot score. We cannot score. Yeah. And that's what made us so lethal in the 2019 season when we went 14-2. You guys remember that? We were dominating in the red zone. Anytime we went to the red zone, we were scoring a touchdown. Not a field goal, a touchdown. That was one of Justin Tucker's worst seasons.
We scored more touchdowns that year than Sam Cook had punts.
Right. Like, Justin Tucker and Sam Cook, they both had basically vacations that whole season. You know what I mean? So, like, that just goes to show how well we were doing on offense, how well we were finishing on offense, and we just haven't been able to do that. Definitely not this season, and not even last season. Most of last season either. We weren't doing it. So, if we can get back to that, I feel like we'll be okay, and I feel like we will be able to get back to that once we do get back to full strength on offense. But we do have a couple more Super Chat donations in here that we have to get to. The first one coming from the Joker. Again, thank you so much. The Joker says, I think it's funny that no one is requesting a head coaching interview with Giro. I hope that changes. LOL.
I doubt it will. I don't know where he would go. Uh, hey, Denver, you want another whack job at head coach? Greg Roman. There you go. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't think he will get a job. I don't think he will get fired either. I'm just
Yeah.
going to be honest with you. He should get, but he won't.
No, he won't get fired. And like I said, everybody's gonna use the excuse that, like, everybody was hurt this season, and he deserves another chance, that sort of thing. That's probably the talks that are going on higher up. You know what I mean? Like, because it's a built-in excuse. Let's not lie about it, right? So the expectation is that he will be back as offensive coordinator next season, but hopefully not, man. Hopefully not. I think we need some new blood at OC, man. Like Bucky Brooks said at the beginning of this season, Lamar needs to graduate. I dislike that take for a lot of reasons, but I do like it for one reason. I think he needs to graduate to a different style of offense, or a different type of offense, to fit what he's able to do now, to fit his skill set now. But he doesn't need to change teams.
And somebody asked Jess Rureck from The Athletic about the offensive coordinator, and he said that if the Ravens choose to be a run-first team and to rely heavily on the run, they'll keep Roman. But if they want to go to pass, they'll fire him. Most respectfully, why is an offensive coordinator not good at the pass? You're not. You should just be a run game coordinator like he was. I mean, I get that. You know what? Actually, I'm so happy I saved this thing on Twitter. Let me real quick. It was about Roman and kind of how he has a really good first year, but after that year, he's terrible. It was an article from 2013, and it talked about Greg Roman's problems: poor play calling, poor third down plays, poor clock management, holding back the quarterback from shining, and no balance. I'm just going to read you this real quick.
Yeah.
The 49ers need to revisit their offensive scheme and let their quarterback grow. The 49ers' offensive style was killing Colin Kaepernick more than anything. One of Roman's biggest faults this season was his inability to go the extra mile to put the quarterback in a position to succeed. We're now, 9 years later, 10 years later, and the same shit's going on. I mean, you look at the Super Bowl and the fourth down play when we stopped them, guess how much time was on the play clock? 1 second. The biggest play of their season and of their franchise up until the playoff of the Super Bowl against the Chiefs. They were at 1 second on the play clock. Now look at it with you. Nothing's changed. And I don't know how these fans can't see. I mean, some can. Most can. Or how the front office can't see it. I'm tired of just them apologizing for someone who hasn't changed.
Right. Yeah. But like I said, even after all of that, I think that the going theory in the Ravens kind of front office is, hey, we got to give this guy one more shot at it.
Yep.
He had a really good season 2 years ago when we had a good offensive line. So maybe if we just address that in the draft or get him somebody good in free agency, maybe he can get back to his winning ways and his dominant ways with the Ravens offense. I think that's their train of thought right now, instead of actually trying to hunt out somebody, better. Because if they were trying to do that, I feel like they might have done it by now. And today was Black Monday, where they, teams initially get rid of the coaches that they definitely know that they don't want anymore. But I just don't think the Ravens are on the fence about it. I think that they've made up their mind that they want to keep Greg Roman for at least another season. And if we come back healthy next season and the offense still does not produce results, then we have to have a conversation, or the front office has to have a conversation. Because us as Ravens fans, we've been having the conversation for a few years now, at least 2.5 years or so now, right? But like I said, maybe after the next season, if we don't produce again, then they'll start to have that discussion. But we do have a couple more Super Chat donations coming in. This one coming from our guy Gerald, man. G Money, making it rain yet again, dropping the 50 burger on the Purple Rain podcast, episode 90, just making it rain, absolutely rain on episode 90 of the Purple Rain podcast. Says, I twittered yesterday, is Mark Andrews the only player on the team who can make catches? Something just isn't right about this team. The Ravens have too much talent offensively to not be able to score.
Rashad Bateman can catch. James Prochet can catch. Devin Duvernay can catch. Marquise Brown, I'm just going to be honest, he's the receiver number one for Lamar Jackson. He has no chemistry with Tyler Huntley and no chemistry with Josh Johnson. He has chemistry with Lamar Jackson, and that's a problem. That's a big problem.
So why do you think that's a problem? That's interesting to me.
Um, let's say Lamar goes out again, like we saw against the Bills. He's been overthrown by Huntley multiple times this season. Last season, when our season was on the line, I just don't know why it's. I mean, I don't know why Bateman has such great chemistry with him. I mean,
Yeah.
Bateman's a starting player.
Right.
Andrews has chemistry with anybody because Andrews is a top player in his position. But I think for Hollywood, if you want to be the top player in your position, doesn't matter who's at the quarterback. If the ball's being put in your breadbasket, you got to catch it. And we saw yesterday.
Yeah.
I'm one of his biggest fans. I'm just going to be honest. Like, it's just after yesterday, you got to start wondering about this wide receiver one shit.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Yeah. I, you're right. I mean, you're right, man. Like, it's hard to, I mean, because now we're not going to see Hollywood Brown play any more football until, August, September. Yeah. Right. So this is all that we're left with here, and we're going to have that debate again, just like we did all off season last year on who is truly the wide receiver one in this offense. Right. And yes, we know Hollywood Brown, he broke 1,000 yards. Congratulations to him. We appreciate him, big ups to him, respect for sure. But it's just like Hollywood. I'll say it like this. I'll put it like this. I haven't seen the same things out of Hollywood Brown that I've seen out of Rashad Bateman. You know what I mean? Like Rashad Bateman, he showed me things this season that I've never seen Hollywood Brown do. You can look back to, I believe it was the Browns game. Yeah, yeah.
I can agree with that.
When Right. He was going up and just catching those 50-50 balls, just snatching them, you know what I mean? And then fighting for extra yards. We don't see Hollywood do stuff like that. If you throw up a deep ball, a 50-50 ball to Hollywood is just trying to prevent the interception. He might be trying to do that.
A la Patriots game last year, J.C. Jackson picked off Lamar in the rain.
Exactly. So it's like, like I said, we don't know who really is the true number one wide receiver in this group. And I think that we'll actually have some answers, some legitimate answers to that once the offense comes back at full strength next season. Because my early prediction is going to be, guess who? Rashad Bateman. I think so. I think so. That's my early prediction.
And to counter what you said, we've never seen Bateman burn somebody like Hollywood in that Miami game in the Broncos game. And that's fine. That's what great receiving duos do. One can do this stuff and the other can do this stuff.
Exactly.
And that's what I don't think these people understand, these coaches. Like, week one against the Raiders, we lost in the overtime. Sammy Watkins and Marquise Brown looked amazing together.
Right.
Like, where was that the whole season? Like, I mean, the game against the Vikings, Bateman and Hollywood were doing their thing. The Bengals game, the first game, I mean, we get Jamar Chase. That was Jamar Chase show. Bateman and Hollywood were doing their thing.
Yeah.
Like, where is that going? I don't get it.
I don't know. It's just like we see good combinations, we see good things happen, and then it's just like we never see them again. And it's crazy, It's kind of like, and I always think about this play from the 2019 season. I think it was like week 3. We played the Cardinals. We faked a screen to Mark Ingram or somebody, and then we threw it over the top to Mark Andrews for a touchdown. Never saw that again. Haven't seen that in 2 years. It worked flawlessly the first time we did it. Haven't seen it in 2 years. So it's just like, I don't know why they just kind of like, they'll try creative things every now and again, and like if it works, it's like, okay, that worked. We're never going to try anything like that again. Just scrap it completely.
When we talk about the playoffs, I'm rooting for the Niners because of one player and one player only. That's Deebo Samuel.
Samuel, yeah.
The way they get this man in the game and they draw up plays specifically for him, the motherfucker threw a passing touchdown last night.
Oh my goodness, he's so good.
You win and you're in the playoffs. Kyle Shanahan dug deep into his bag of tricks and said, I'm getting in the playoffs. I'm beating these Rams who are amazing, who are on a run right now, got Odell, who have the best cornerback, the best defensive player, possibly of our generation, and beat them.
Right.
Like,
it's like, where's our bag?
I'm not saying we have anybody like Debo. I'm saying, how do you get your playmakers involved?
Where's our bag? Where's our vault? Exactly. Like, we see nothing like that. We see nothing of the sort. I get so mad watching other NFL teams, a Rams-led offense or 49ers who, like, they have playmakers who are on similar skill levels that, the playmakers that we have. Maybe not the Rams. Cooper Kupp is amazing. But, like, oh my gosh, like we could be doing some of the same things, or at least some similar things, and like it would work. I swear it would work, but we just don't. And like it makes me so mad when Greg Roman.
The Lions are more creative than the Ravens. I'm going to call it right there.
They are. They won 3 games this season.
Oh yeah, 3. What? 3 12-1 or 3 13?
Something like that.
3 13 and 1.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Ain't no reason why they should be more creative than us.
There's no reason at all, man.
They fired their offensive coordinator, by the way.
Yeah. So, I just don't know, like, why we abandon all creativity. It's just not. We don't have a vault, and it makes me so mad. Like I said, with like when Greg Roman can say things like, "Oh, well, we have a vault, right?" Or like that was this season. Last season, it was, "Oh, we're gonna forge a new identity." And just neither of those things happened. It was bullshit both times, right? So it's just like, I don't know how many more times we can keep trusting this guy. I don't know if it's like a 3 strikes you're out kind of thing. Maybe that's how the Ravens are carrying it. And he has one more season to prove it.
And the Titans game, he panicked. We went down 14. He panicked. Oh, and when he was their run game coordinator, this could be me stretching. This could be me stretching, possibly, against the Chargers. What the hell happened to our run game that game? We couldn't get anything going all together. I mean, that's probably a morning wig, but if we want to talk about the run game coordinator, Ken Dixon wasn't doing anything. Lamar didn't do anything running. Maybe it could have been because of blocking. Ty Montgomery couldn't do anything. Gus couldn't do anything.
I don't even know how to explain it. Let's see. Our guy Majin Bull chimes in with another super chat donation. Thank you so much, Majin Bull. We appreciate you. Says people act like Ravens can't run the ball without G-Ro.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
I mean.
And we also said that G-Ro can make any running back look good, and what that'll happen this year. I get there was a line. I get that. It took us week 18 to get our first 100-yard rusher that wasn't Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
And we had a line set.
And then our featured back for like the meat and potatoes, the main part of the season was Devontae Freeman. And like his 2 biggest runs came yesterday against the Steelers and last week against the Rams. His 2 biggest runs of the season. So we had a very
I thought in week 2 against the Chiefs. The Chiefs he had a nice run. That was about it.
Well, I want to say that was only for like what? 20-some yards or something? Yeah, Freeman.
I think it was 20 or 30. I believe so.
Because I know he had like a 30-yard run yesterday, I want to say. Or no, a 30-yard run against the Rams, I want to say. And then like a 20-some yard run yesterday against the Steelers. And those were like two of some of his biggest runs of the season, point is, And it just, that's not going to cut it. If we don't have explosive run plays like that, like explosive run plays like we got from J.K. Dobbins, the second time we played the Bengals last season when he broke off that big run, that big touchdown run, or Gus Edwards, a guy who can, not only take the ball between the tackles, but also, catch the ball out of the backfield and make plays happen. I mean, Lamar Jackson said it himself today in a press conference. Like, when those guys get the ball in their hands, J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards being, they can make something special happen. And that's the difference between those two and a Latavius Murray and a Devonta Freeman, Yeah. So, and that at the end of the day, your run game is going to be the engine on your offense, especially when your offense is predicated on the run, So that really, definitely really hurt us this season. And Majin Bull says people act like the Ravens can't run the ball without G-Ro. Yeah, I mean, I definitely think that we have the personnel to run the ball regardless. We've always been a run team with G-Ro, without G-Ro, whatever offensive coordinator we have. Right, exactly.
West,
we can run the football. Yeah. We're a run the football and play defense type of team at our core, at our heart. So, yeah.
People act like Greg Roman was here for when Jamal Lewis was a running back, when Willis McGahee, LaRon McClain was here. No. Yeah. That wasn't him. Come on.
Right. Let's see. We do have another super chat donation. This one coming in from Hodog.
Hodog was tailgating at the Ravens game, and that's where he just shot from. He shot from the tailgate.
Oh, my God. He shot from the tailgate. Our guy Hodog, man, making it rain here on episode 90 of the Purple Rain podcast, leaving $90. We appreciate you so much, man.
I just picked it up. Thank you, Hodog. Jesus.
Wow. That's amazing. We appreciate you so much, Hodog. He says, reality. An ass load of injuries to many key players was the basic demise of this year's team. That said, how long do the Ravens keep going with the RPO and Lamar, a.k.a. Lamar? I would absolutely love to have a true pocket QB like Herbert and Allen. Hot takes. Hot
I'm,
takes
I
there.
love me Herbie. I love me some Herbie. I've talked to Ho Dog. He knows I'm riding with Lamar until I'm blue in the face. He knows that.
Mm.
Um, but that is facts. The injuries. I mean, I put something on my story. I mean, I put a Chuck Clark what he said. You know how like watch how we bounce back. And somebody was saying that I'm starting to sound like a Cowboys fan when I just said it was up all 22. We're not saying like
Right.
next year's our year, but if you're going to be a fan and sit here and say that the Ravens were a full strength team
Right.
and that we somehow underachieve with everybody, you're fooling yourself. It's
Yeah.
just a waste of my time. I just don't get how people can think that this was the Ravens. This was not the Ravens. This was the Baltimore Mariners, the former fucking arena team for Baltimore. That wasn't the Ravens out there. Like we had Josh Johnson starting a game. Like he was playing in the XFL pre-pandemic.
He was. Yeah. Yeah.
So, um, as for the how long we're going to go with the RPO and Lamar, I mean, it's his final season. I think we will re-sign him. I don't know how much, but what I do think is that him being out showed how crucial he is to this team.
Yeah.
Um, and I also
Definitely.
think that Tyler Huntley's gotten a lot of unfair negativity, unfair
That
abuse
too.
because of people who just don't like Lamar Jackson for what that is, saying that Tyler Huntley is a better quarterback than him, a better passer. That's false. Um, and this is no hate towards Huntley. Huntley to me is a great backup. He came in, he won us a game, did more than most backups could. Look at Mike Glennon. Mike Glennon threw for negative 10 yards against the Bears. Tyler Huntley
Mm.
went there and beat him.
Yeah.
Glennon's been in the league for how long? Glennon was a first round pick. Huntley was undrafted. So,
You're right.
floor is yours. Just want to get that out the way, too.
No, I mean you're absolutely right about that. But I do see kind of Hodog's point here when he says like he would love to have like a true pocket QB like Herbert or Allen, because at the end of the day, I feel like the real reality is that like coaches treat those type of quarterbacks a lot different than they
Oh,
treat
yeah.
quarterbacks like Lamar Jackson or even like a Kyler Murray, whoever, whatever other running quarterbacks are in the league, because they kind of give them more freedom. They have like, okay, look, you can line up under center on this play, take your 3-step drop. You're gonna have your best look at everybody that's on the field, that sort of thing, from the snap, from the beginning of the snap. But with quarterbacks like Lamar Jackson, it's like, oh, since you're able to run, we have to always threat the fact that you can run on every single play. So we have to run these RPOs, to kind of, throw the defense off, when it doesn't have to be like that.
No.
At the end of the day, he is a quarterback. His main job is to throw the football to other playmakers on the team that are called wide receivers so they can make plays and score touchdowns, right? So with that being said, like I just don't think that I don't think that they should continue. And we talked about it before this season. Like, hey, maybe Lamar Jackson will be under center more than 4% of the time. And we didn't really see that this season. So, like, I don't know. Maybe going in the next season, we will see that. I'm not sure. Maybe the fact that all of our running backs got injured a week before the season, maybe that altered that plan and maybe we had to go in a different direction. I don't know. I'm not in the Ravens coaching, room or whatever, but maybe that's what happened. But just to kind of wrap it all up in a nice bow, I do think that Hodog, you're right. It would be nice to have like a true pocket quarterback like Herbert or Allen, because me personally, I feel like the coaches would treat them different. I think a good example, other than like Herbert or Allen, but another young QB, look at a guy like Joe Burrow, right? Like this is only his second season in the league, but they kind of have already just handed him the keys and said, hey, look, go out there and just do you, and you can win games. Throw it up to Jamar Chase. We know you already got that connection. Just make it happen. And what does he do? He makes it happen. So, they've definitely taken the training wheels off of him very, very early in his career, which I think is definitely benefiting him. Now, I do know as well, he's up there in interceptions this season. I understand that, but he's still young. But he definitely had a career year, man. Him and Jamar Chase are definitely going to be something special for years and years to come. But I get what you're saying here, Hodog. It would be nice to have a quarterback like that. But Lamar Jackson is our guy. He's our guy
Yeah.
through and through.
And my thing, too, is the line. I mean, when Lamar had a good line, MVP. I'm not
Right.
saying to have, like Hall of Fame line, like he had Ogden, Yonda. No, like he had a good line.
Right.
If we can get Stanley back, which I don't even know, like I don't know where Stanley's at right now with his recovery. I don't even know if he'll play next year. What I do know is that the front office failed him in signing Alejandro Villanueva. You
Yeah.
can't have your blind side being good once every 5 games. That's not going to cut it. And you
Nope.
can't have Ben Powers playing who simply just wasn't good enough. When you had Ben Cleveland, who was at a point healthy and ready to play, and when you see him in the game, he's been good. He's helped us with the run game. Surprise, surprise. Almost like that's what he was advertised out of college. Zeitler, I think, was a great signing. If we could have gotten a right tackle that played just as well as Kevin Zeitler, this could be a whole different conversation.
Yeah.
It really could have. I mean, Zeitler was a steal. I think he didn't even allow a sack all season.
Right. Yeah. He was really good. He was really
Yeah,
good this year.
and I don't know if you saw Bozeman's press conference that he started crying. I think
Yeah.
we're going to be in the market for a center now. I don't think he's coming back. I know we have TCC who stepped in against the Bengals. We lost, but I just don't know where we go from there. I really want to re-sign Bozeman, but I just don't think we will. So we got to just build from the trenches. It's just that simple. Offensive and defense. Lamar got
Yeah.
hurt
I
in the
mean,
pocket.
right.
He wasn't running.
Yeah. Contrary to popular belief, right? But you're right. I mean, football is an inside out game, so it starts with the trenches. Like you said, if Bozeman doesn't come back, I believe that means that we're going to go in the direction of drafting a center in the first 2 rounds of the draft this year. I do know we have like a lot of draft picks this year. What is it, like 9 or 10, something like that?
Oh gosh, yeah. I don't want to think about all that. We have a
Yeah,
lot of fourth round picks, and we've missed on some fourth rounders in recent memory.
definitely have missed on some fourth rounders, and that sucks. But luckily now we do have more fourth rounders, and hopefully maybe we can even flip some of those for some proven players, that sort of thing, and
Yep.
some trades.
And not
So,
draft people and play on a position. Just
right, exactly. But yeah, so we're gonna go ahead now. We're already about 42 minutes into the show. I feel like we talked a good bit about the Ravens, and of course we have all entire off season to talk about the Ravens. Let's talk about the rest of this football season, right? Let's talk about what else is going on.
Oh
The
my god.
playoffs is starting next week, man, and it just really seems like this year's playoffs is going to be very, very interesting. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring up the bracket, put it on screen for you guys. But I just don't really know. Like, I kind of have my thoughts of who I think can win it
hmm
this year, but at the same time, it's definitely a toss up. Do you have any early predictions?
I think Packers,
Hmm.
Bucks, Chiefs. I just don't see if the Packers somehow fail in the NFC Championship again.
Yeah,
There's gonna be questions. Um,
yeah,
Bucks is kind of hard to with Mike Evans and a bunch of guys out there at receiver, but they're gonna get
right,
healthy at the right time. They're getting guys back, and then
right,
the
yeah,
Chiefs. I mean, I just can't go against them, man. I wouldn't mind seeing a different team in the AFC, but at the same time, who? I think the Bengals got handed such an easy draw, dude. So,
yeah,
dude, the fact they landed the Raiders are not a playoff team. I don't know how they made it. I'm happy for Derek Carr considering how much he's gone through this year. I hope he pulls on a miracle. I don't see it
mm,
happening. Um, yeah. Uh, like I said, I'll be rooting for the Niners, but I think the
yeah,
Cowboys will beat them. It's just the one team I think is very suspect. I think the most suspect team in the NFC is by far the Arizona Cardinals.
yeah,
I
for sure.
think I
I
think
agree.
if we're playing Among Us, they're the most sus team. If you
Definitely,
can, yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. I think ever since D Hop's gone down, it's been hard. They got that big win against the
And
Cowboys, but I just don't see anything. And JJ Watt coming back only does so much for me.
how long is D Hop supposed to be out,
Oh,
or
he's
is
out
he
the whole
done?
season. He's
He's
not coming
done.
back. He's not coming back.
Oh, damn! I thought he would be back like for playoffs, but he's done.
Yeah.
Done. Okay, got you. I actually kind of filled out a bracket on my own. I posted it on
Okay.
Twitter earlier today. I want to show you guys. I want to share this with you guys. And Alex, I want to get your opinions and the rest of you guys' opinions as well. And what
I
you guys
think
think of my bracket? Yeah.
after doing one, I think then we should have a group PRP one. We should do that.
Okay. So, I mean, do you not want me to show mine now, or what are you saying?
If you, yeah,
Should
go
I
ahead,
not show
show it,
mine?
show it.
Show
Go
it.
ahead, show
Okay.
it.
Cool.
Just
Cool.
show
Cool.
it. Yeah,
All right. Cool.
for
Cool.
the fun.
Cool.
Yeah, show it.
All right. So look, you guys can see here like the playoff picture, kind of how it starts here, and then I kind of just filled out the whole thing. So just starting with like the AFC side, you can see Raiders at Bengals. I definitely have the Bengals
Yeah,
getting that victory there, and then you got Patriots at Bills. I got the Patriots knocking off the Bills, man. I
I can,
really do.
I can. There's always like that one upset. I can get behind that 100%.
Yeah, I mean, I got them knocking off the Bills. I feel like Bill Belichick can come up with a plan to beat a divisional opponent that he's been playing against for years one time. I feel like he can come up
Yeah,
with something for that. Kind of shut down Josh Allen and co, and move on. And then you see down here, I've got the Chiefs taking care of the Steelers. Take good care of them. Just get them out the way. Send Ben home. Retire him. Early. Don't really give him any
yeah.
real hope in the playoffs. And no offense to Steelers fans, but I don't think they can do much with the Chiefs right now. And then going back up, you see I have the New England Patriots knocking off the Bengals actually and getting to the AFC Championship game. I think the Patriots can knock off the Bengals too, man. I think they can. I think he can. I think he can stifle a young quarterback, Joe Burrow. I think he can do it. I mean, I think Belichick, he has the tools, he has the knowledge necessary to make that happen. No,
Yeah. I mean,
yeah,
their defense was playing lights out. Judon was looking amazing. Um, I think they got Jamie Collins back, I'm pretty sure, too.
mm,
So I think their defense has been solid besides yesterday. I think they could.
yeah. I think they could do it. And then I have and the Chiefs versus the Titans. I have the Titans knocking off the Chiefs, man. This is
You
gonna
got
be
the
the
Titans going
hottest
2
take.
and 0, 2 and 0 against the Chiefs over the
Dude,
season.
I do, man. I feel like with them getting Derrick Henry back at the perfect time, he's getting an extra week of rest because they got the first round bye. AJ Brown is back healthy again, man, and they're gonna be able to play action the Chiefs to death. They're
Yeah.
gonna be able to do that to any team with a healthy, fresh legs. Derrick Henry, just coming off healing up from that injury. I think they're going to be a very, very interesting team, a very, very hard team to beat on any given day throughout this playoff. So I got them knocking off the Chiefs, kind of stunning them, because it's
Okay.
going to be in Tennessee. They're going to be at home. I think that they can take it. They can take it from them.
And I
And then in
think
the
Tyrann Matthew should come to the Ravens after they lose. Just leave it at that.
yeah,
This kind of who I wanted. Yeah. Keep going. Keep
that
going.
would be nice. That would be very
I
nice.
know.
That'd be very nice.
LSU too. Yeah.
And then, honestly, man, New England versus Tennessee. Man, I had Tennessee winning that one too. Adam
Okay.
winning that one. Um, you know, Tennessee, I just feel like those weapons will be a little bit too much for Belichick's coaching.
I can agree.
A crazy running back like Derrick Henry who can wear down your defensive line. Just star receivers in AJ Brown, and we're not even talking about Julio Jones, who could turn up at any point in the playoffs, right? But just those two guys, and then also just I mean, like I said, you're able to play action any team to death. Ryan Tannehill, he's proven that he can do that. He can do that. So I feel like it'll be a little bit too much for New England, and that's a game, the AFC Championship game. That's a game where like your defense is not going to do it all for you. You know what? Your quarterback is going to have to make plays to win the game, take it home. And I don't think Mac Jones is at that level just yet. He's going to need a couple seasons under his belt, a couple experiences in order to pull off those games. So I got that going, how it's going, and then you guys can see at the end here, I got Tampa Bay taking it all home. I do. I'm sorry. You can see on the NFC side, I have the Cardinals losing to the Rams in the wild card weekend. Like we said, they're both sus. Dallas, I got them beating the 49ers, advancing to the divisional. I've got the Buccaneers beating the Eagles, of course, and then the Buccaneers beating the Packers to go to the AFC Championship game where I think they'll take on LA. I think Tampa Bay wins that. They make it to Super Bowl. So the Super Bowl, as you guys can see here, I think it's going to be Tennessee versus the Buccaneers. I think that's a pretty good. I don't know. I feel like it's a pretty good prediction, and I think Tampa Bay takes it home.
Fair enough.
But yeah, what do you think about that?
I mean, I probably might have the same for the NFC. AFC may be different. If anything, AFC will probably have KC, but I can get behind most of these picks. I'm probably going to have New England over Buffalo too. I think New England's going to see them again. When New England, Buffalo, I think New England's going to adjust because Belichick is still, I think, the best coach in the league, and go and beat them. So I can get behind this. Not Tennessee, but I can get behind most of this, I'll say.
Yeah, man. I don't know, man. Tennessee, like I said, they're gonna be super, super dangerous this
Yeah,
playoffs, man. Because like they're getting healthy at the right time. I know they've been, riddled with injuries all season too, just like the Ravens. Maybe not quite on the same level, but they've been hit pretty hard by the injury bug too, and they're getting healthy at a good time. Getting Derrick Henry back, that is huge, absolutely huge. Getting him back in, January postseason, cold weather football, running the ball is going to be
yeah,
huge in this time. And Derrick Henry, he's coming off of what 7-8 weeks of rest, something
yeah,
like that.
yeah,
So yeah, it's going to be pretty good for Titans fans,
yeah.
But
Cool.
yeah, those are just my Super Bowl, not Super Bowl, but playoff predictions, and kind of technically a Super Bowl prediction too.
I got you.
Just kind of wanted to share that with you guys. My guy Alex, maybe he'll make a bracket next week, share it with you guys.
We'll do
Yeah,
that.
or on
We'll do
for
that.
Thursday's episode, something like that.
We'll do that.
But yeah, let's see. What else did we need to cover before we get out of here? I feel like there was one more thing we were going to talk about.
I just got the college football championship. That's about it.
CFB, right? Yeah, college football. Hodog says, what network is the college football championship on? Actually,
ESPN.
not sure. ESPN?
ESPN.
That makes sense. That'll make sense. Yeah, who do you got tonight? Georgia or Alabama?
Rooting for Georgia.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
Want
they
something
lost
different.
to Alabama a couple weeks ago, right?
Yeah, I want something different. Definitely
Yeah.
something different.
Yeah. Hodog says, go dogs. Yeah.
There you go.
I
Who's
think
your
I'll be
favorite
rooting for
college, by
Georgia,
the
too.
way? Like, who's your favorite college? Like,
Man, my favorite college, honestly, I really don't have one. I really don't have a favorite college team. If I had to pick one, when I was growing up, I really did like this is gonna sound pretty funny, but I liked Boise State because their field was blue.
okay,
And that was different.
I love
you
that
know?
field. How could you not love the blue field? The blue
Exactly,
turf?
like right, yeah.
Awesome.
So like I always just kind of rooted for them, but I was never really a huge college football fan. I mean, I went to college,
Yeah,
I watched my college's team play, but I was never
same,
really into it like that, right?
same. I mean,
So
my team's in the FCS, but I think after 2019 and this guy right here, I'm
yeah.
LSU, 100%.
I was kind of thinking that too. LSU, I kind of drawn a liking to them. He was actually wearing his
Yeah.
LSU hoodie at his interview earlier today.
Real quick, did you see what some fans were saying to him on Twitter?
What are they saying?
Bro, fans were sending him death threats, saying that if they ever saw him in the street, they would see how fast he was and would see and would him.
What? For what?
These aren't Ravens fans. Bro, these Twitter fans, like, yes, bro, football is not
No
that serious to
way.
be sending death threats to players.
But my thing is like, what did he do? Like, was there a play that I missed yesterday where he
Because he
just?
missed a couple of tackles on Fryermuth.
Oh my god. I
Once
mean,
again,
yeah.
you're putting the blame on the wrong defense. Did their thing. You're putting your blame on
Right.
the
Yeah,
wrong side of the
exactly. Like
football.
what? The Steelers scored how many points yesterday? Like
Hey, bro. Yeah, I mean that was. I mean, I saw that. I'm like, bro. Like, it's
that's ridiculous.
we're biased
That
for
is
obvious
yeah.
reasons, but
Yeah.
that's just not cool. That's not a fan to me. Just leave it at that. That's
Right.
not cool. You
Right.
can. I'm cool with criticizing, but once you
Yeah.
take it to that level, that's not cool. No.
That's not cool at all. It's just like, yeah, people are stupid. My guy Engraven is in the house. Says, "Rain Gang, what up? What's good, Engraven?
What's up,
Thank you for coming
Engraven?
through. Appreciate you for stopping by. Make sure you guys follow or subscribe to Engraven videos if you have not already. Pretty much the
Easily.
King of Ravens YouTube, man. You
50K
guys
on the
already
way,
know,
by
man.
the way.
50K on the way. Make sure you guys
He's almost
subscribe to
halfway to
him if you're not
100K.
already.
Get that plaque.
Exactly.
Oh boy.
Exactly. Yo,
Get that
just
plaque
wait for
behind the
that.
streams.
That's gonna be a
There you
great
go.
day. That's gonna be a great day when Engraven gets his first plaque, man. That's gonna be great. But yeah, our guy Gerald chimes in, says, "Big shout out to Sudden Death and Simply AS10. Wishing
Thank
you both
you.
a happy and prosperous New Year." Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much, man. Appreciate
Same to
you.
you. It's been a while.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a while. But, we are back. And listen, man, throughout this whole offseason, it's just going to be like last offseason. We're going to be covering the Ravens. Any
Well,
news that comes out, we'll
free
do show
agency,
up. Exactly. Free
draft,
agency, draft. It's going to be the same lineup.
playoffs,
It was so
Super
much
Bowl.
fun. I'm not gonna lie, like these podcasts were a lot of fun in the off season. Like when
Yeah.
we were just kind of clinging to like certain news and stuff like that, and the speculation was just everywhere.
Sammy
It
Watkins
was
visiting
fun.
the Ravens, and we're like,
I know, right? What?
And then
We're
what he
freaking
do?
out.
He showed up for the first 6 weeks, and ever since then, it's
Just nothing, right?
Yeah.
But
I'm
that's
looking forward to
football
the
for you,
draft.
man.
I think draft time
Yeah,
is my favorite. I think with the 14th pick, we have so much content. So the 20 was
right.
we were 27th last year.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Oh man, we're gonna get a good pick this year. Hopefully, we definitely spend it on something somebody good, you know. So,
and we both won't be
but yeah,
drunk by the time we pick either, like last year.
right. Or tired as
Yeah,
hell because it was like
one of
four
the two.
hours in. Right. But
Yep.
yeah, guys, I think we're gonna go ahead and leave it here for this episode of PRP episode 90. Thank you guys so much for coming through to this episode. Before you leave, make sure you like the video, leave a thumbs up on YouTube if you
Yes.
are watching live, and if you're part of the hashtag replay gang, we appreciate you guys so much. Make sure you guys leave a like as well, and leave your comments down below hashtag replay gang because we love to see that, man. But yeah. Like I said, this has been episode 90 of the Purple Rain podcast. Before we get out of here, like I said, you can follow us on Instagram or Twitter. Me, just at Sutton Def. And my guy Simply AS10, you can follow him on Twitter at Simply AS10 and on Instagram at Simply AS10.pride. And with that being said, I'm gonna let my guy Alex take us out.
Have a great week, everybody. We will see you on Thursday, and as always, stay positive, test negative.
Yeah. Yeah. And most importantly, make sure you never, ever forget to call God, man. It's going to be okay, Ravens fans. We did not do what we need to do this season, but we will be back next season. Let's just stay positive, and like you said, stay tested negative. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.